Hey, what's up, you guys? Leo. How's it going? Welcome to the space. Welcome back to the space, whichever one you're fitting into. Um, how fitting is it? I don't know if you've seen because this is just based off of the chronology of this channel right now, just because I'm just starting off with the zodiacs right now, and it's taken me to get to Leo to get into some sort of a sunlight. Because I've been sitting in the dark in the night, which is okay. I love it, but it's just there's been no light. But this is the first time that there's a bit of light in a video, and it's funny because we're doing Leo, which is literally the sun. So, um, I've been taking a second to get into this because holy shit, I've been taking a second to get into this because I did get a bit of a thing, but we're gonna get into reading. It's going to be just your general energy. We're going to look at your energy, challenges, blessings, and the outcome advice for you. But before I get into that, and I'll leave some timestamps for you below, but before I get into that, I wanted to quickly read something because I was hearing the song a lot last night, and I hear it a lot, and I was talking about it in another video, but and I did mention Leo because I was thinking, I think I was talking Cancer or something, but I did mention Leo because I was like, this feels like a Leo thing, but I'm hearing it now. But it feels like a Leo thing because it was talking about presentation and the way you present yourself and the gifts and stuff, and that just feels like a Leo energy. Leo is the sort of gifts that we are born with as children, and the way we express and present ourselves. And I was like, this feels like Leo, but I'm giving a bit of it to Cancer, so I gave a bit of it to them. But this, I literally went back and searched the lyrics of the song and found the name, and it pissed me off because I was like, I knew it was part of what I was already saying, but I didn't need it then, so it's okay. It's for you now, so I'm gonna read this for you real quick because it was basically in the other video I was talking about the song where I was I couldn't remember the first part, but it was it looks good on you, it looks good on you, that thing. And the song apparently is called The Gift. Obviously, I knew that. It's an old song I used to hear a lot. It's not old. It feels old for some reason. It's not old, but I don't know. It's kind of and I think it was in 2013 that it was released, probably, or one version. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna read these lyrics for you. So it starts off. If I can get. It starts off. The systems of the world try to take your confidence, but these systems were designed to make you doubt what heaven sent. To make you. These systems of the world try to take your confidence, but these systems were designed to make you sit down on your gift. I'm gonna reread that one more time just because I was feeling distracted because there were people walking around, so I was the way I was presenting it was not it. You hear what I'm saying? The systems of the world try to take your confidence, but these systems were designed to make you doubt what heaven sent. The systems of the world try to take your confidence, but these systems were designed to make you sit down on your gift. But the gift that God gave to you, give it back to him. When he sees it operating, it's a compliment to him. But the gift that God gave to you, give it back to him. For the gift, it will make room, position for great men to see you. And then the chorus goes, the gift, I couldn't remember. The gift, it looks good on you. It looks good on you. The gift, it looks good. And you wear it well. God has graced you, and you wear it well. And I really wanted to bring that up because that song was hitting me, and I love the song. I listened to it, and I was feeling some type of way. But it's because it talks about wearing it well, and the things that you've been given, and I think that's really nice for you guys. I think that fits, because I think there's some sort of energy where you just might be you got some sort of a gift right now that you're sort of either tapping into or just living through, and maybe it's a bit of a confidence issue, and also maybe it was just strange for Leo, but not strange, of course. You have that amount of confidence just because with this balance, it probably hasn't been a bit. You have to work on the things that that you're strong in. So it makes sense if there's a confidence issue because you have all that confidence. You know what I'm saying? You really work for it and then you attain it. So obviously the confidence had to come from somewhere. It had to come from you wear it well was hitting so hard. So maybe you wear it well. I know that for not maybe, like you definitely wear it well. And in the song when I was listening, the narrator was the main singer slash narrator while the chorus was singing, which is something I wanted to get into. The narrator was saying, and he was singing, and I was feeling it, so I'm telling this to you. He said, "Tell someone you look good. You look good." And he said, "Tell someone you wear it well." So you wear that shit well. You wear it well. And the last part of that thing that I got from this song, like you can search it up and go listen to it. 'Cause, like I definitely recommend it. It's a really good feeling song. It was sort of interesting because he was like he was like the main lead singer in this, right? But he's like singing and he has this strong, powerful voice, and like he's always like sort of uplifting the entire crowd. But it's interesting because like he's doing all this and it's coming from something beyond him, you know? Like he's funneling it, he's channeling it through like a power higher than him, you know? And that's what he's like using to spread his uplifting and his message. But it's also interesting because while he's doing that, you can hear him in the song, like he's like throwing all these words to like the chorus, and he's throwing all these praise and accolades. Like he's really like praising the people around him and the group that really like hold him together. So it's not just about him like leading that group and being like the one on stage. It's about him like leading that group because he's the one who's fit for it, because he's the one who understands how to he understands the magic in leading includes like the magic in like the group. And that's interesting because Leo is all about like the leader, the presentation in a sense, and the opposite side of Leo is Aquarius, which is about the group, the collective. So Leo's about like the self in a sense, like this the I don't know, like a leader in a sense, and like being the singular leader of a group. And then Aquarius is about like the entire group. You see how that's opposite? So it's interesting because like the leader of the group really knows how to take those opposites and work with it so that it brings the strongest out in the entire group. And I feel like that's what, and I wrote like the leader who uplifts. So that's what I feel from you guys. Can't wait to get to Aquarius to see what they got going on, because now I'm thinking about them. Them, excuse me. Holy shit. Hey girl, that's my friend. Okay, so other than that, timing's not too bad. Let's get into this reading. So we're gonna be starting with the Prism Oracle. Come on, can I do it? Can I do it? Oh, it's even kind of nicer in the sunlight because you get to see the color. Lord have mercy on my soul. Lord have mercy on my entire. I think y'all energy is good for me today, for sure. This is a lot of sunlight. It's a bit of energy, and I do good in the dark for sure. I love the dark. Love it. It's quiet. It's peaceful. But I also love the sun. I do. I like to take walks, especially when I've been sitting in the house doing my projects or sitting on my ass all day in the cold, which is fine for me. I love to get up and go experience that warmth because it's just like, damn, like the sun. Thanks, shorty. I appreciate it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's energy. Okay. Let's see what your current energy is in the Prism Tarot. Prism Oracle. I'm just going to call it the Prism. Like, it's not tarot. And it's, you know, like, it doesn't matter what the word, it doesn't matter that's interesting. It doesn't matter the presentation of what I'm calling this deck. It's more so about what the information that's given. And I feel like that's important. Current energy, or we're doing past, present, future. I'm so sorry. We're doing past, present, future. Or we're doing your current, my brain. So your current, bit of sadness. It always strikes me a bit weird because I came up in here like, yo, like your gift, you're feeling it. But I did talk about like maybe a bit of a confidence issue, but maybe not. I don't know. It's weird. Sadness. So maybe there's a bit of a sadness. Just a bit. Anxiety just fell out, so maybe it could do with a bit of anxiety. So now I'm feeling that little bit of confidence. Now I'm feeling it. Like I'm trying not to talk about it because I'm like, there's no way. And I was thinking that too. I'm like, I'm feeling like I'm getting to know you guys a bit with these first zodiac readings. So it's like information that's like, I don't know. It just seems like not like a backstory, but like I feel like I'm like sort of laying a foundation in a sense. And so I'm like talking about love, like, I don't know, it's just interesting. It feels like, and it feels like such a, like a root, core, simple sort of thing with a lot of these. Like, it's like interesting because like for the signs, like with Cancer, it was like I'm trying to explain, like in a sense where it was like Taurus, keep it simple, and it was like Aries, it's like you got your blueprint. It's like stuff that these signs that really like know about, but it's like in a sense where it's like these signs, things that these signs should be completely comfortable in, but for some reason there's some sort of an issue. Like it was like I'm telling Aries to go and create, and I'm telling Taurus to keep it simple. It's like I'm telling these signs things that they know already, right? But it's like there might be just it's just a shade off where it's like there's just something off where it's like it's causing a bit of an issue. You know what I'm saying? It's like red and green. You can see those two night and day, right? Like you know red from green. But sometimes red and orange or red and pink, right? Or sometimes like yellow and green. Like you know things that are like right next to each other. So it's like maybe you're like right next to something. You're like right on the precipice of something, and it just feels since it's not exactly it, it just feels a bit off. If that makes sense. But y'all are Leo, like y'all like champions at the end of every minute, you know what I'm saying? So let's see what your challenge is. Let's get into that. So I'm sure I'll give us some more info. Protection. Now I laughed a little bit because your challenge is protection. I'm thinking like, are y'all finding it challenging to use protection? I make that joke a lot, but maybe not. I don't want to make that joke too much. No, seriously, use protection. First of all, we've got to. I'm not going to speak her name into existence, but you know what I'm saying? So we already need protection from enough bacteria out here. So, especially in y'all sexual lives, please use protection. And Leo is a sexual sign for sure. Like, it's because it's fire, you know? That spirituality is connecting to the soul and the self. So, you know. Your challenge is protection, so it's like, maybe you're feeling it hard to feel, maybe you don't feel protected. Maybe you don't. When Leo is also about protection, you think of like that lion that protects its herd, or not herd. What the fuck? It's pride. It's it protects its people. Maybe you feel like you're not able to protect those that you care about, and that could be tough for sure. Like especially for Leo, like wanting to protect those that they love and they care about, feeling like you can't do it, and that can cause some sadness. 100%. So sorry. I feel like it's probably just a moment where like you're definitely just like having to release to a process, and God has graced you. In a sense where it's like you got something protecting and looking out for you. It's all about letting the things connect and letting the time sew itself together. You can't rush that process in a sense because time literally is ruled by no man. No man, no part on this being except its time is ruled by itself. Time is ruled by itself and in charge of itself, and it's really frustrating. Let's see what I say it's really frustrating. I'm like, it's really frustrating, and that's it on that. No, it's really frustrating, but I don't know. Once you see what it brings you, it's sort of just like it's a rewarding process. It's a rewarding thing in its own to understand that, and it sort of makes you a little more just grateful and honored, like appreciative of like the things above you that really do look out for you, even when you think they're not. I don't know. It makes you go even harder for them once things do pay off for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing where it's like it makes you go even harder, and like you get even more like tests and stuff, but then you go harder and harder. You just get more. Do you want? I mean, and I'm asking Leo. I know some other signs may not agree, but I'm a fire sign, so I mean, this sound feels like. Do you want the complete? Do you want 0? Or do you want 100? Do you want the complete victory, or do you want some like meh, like I don't know. Let's move on. Let's move on to the. You gotta work for the things you really want, and work isn't always physical. Work sometimes can definitely be internal, and that's some of the hardest things because you can't see what's going on in there. You can't see what's going on the outside of a clock, but you can't see those hands moving, and you can watch the hands move, but it's just gonna make you a little more stressed out. I know I'll do it all day. I'll save a project and it'll be like on 1%, 2%, 3%. I'm like, fuck, can you just like save? And then I sit there for another hour and then it's on like 20%, 21. I'm like, damn, I get to 100 and I'm like, all right, fine. I'm just gonna do something. I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because it's at the end of the day, I end up having more fun doing that, and then I come back to a project that's done and saved. I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, I didn't even notice I was waiting because I was doing something else productive with myself. I don't know what's going on with my eye. Maybe it's telling me to like wrap it up. Your this is your blessing. Let's get some blessing for you. You need some blessings. Whew. What's going on with my eye? Y'all are making me feel weird today. It's great energy, but the cards got me wondering. You got fear in your blessing. I swear this is good, guys. There's a reason behind it, because you got sadness, protection, and fear, and these are very dark cards. And I don't want to say you're in a bit of a dark energy, because I don't think so. I feel like it's just more of a deeper energy. Deeper, more has more depth, has more of like a take it slow and look at the details energy. It's interesting. I'm about to do Virgo, probably. Next sign always be seeping into my brain when I'm in one. I can't stay on one track. I'm always on like 16, 15 different tracks. Fear in your blessing. You see what I'm saying? Let's read that from the book real quick. That's a black one, I think. This card is a call to summon the courage to face your fears while honoring them at the same time. Moments like these are often the most definitive in life and act as the greatest teachers and catalysts for positive change. What is it that's holding you back? Why are you afraid? Sitting with these questions will help you tap into your power and greatest potential. Acknowledging and moving past your fears can bring you into a greater sense of alignment with yourself and the world around you. Yourself and the world around you. First of all, I was talking about that with Leo and Aquarius, where it's like yourself and the people around you. So you really want to get in connection with yourself, because that's going to understand how you relate to people around you. It's going to make you relate to them better, because, you know, once you know what you want for yourself, it's just like the golden rule. You treat people like you treat yourself. So it's like, or you treat people how you would want to be treated. So you'll end up treating people with the same honor and respect that you treat yourself, and that's going to really shape you and the people around you. There might be some fear for sure, though, so it's like, but the blessing, it's a blessing. There might be some fear, but the blessing in it is that the blessing in it is that you're a friggin' Leo, and that no matter what fear you got, of course, and I don't want to say, because like, I don't want to say like some easy thing to do, but I just feel like with Leo, it's like, and just with anyone who has that sort of like courage and passion, it's like what really matters is like the self. So it's like nothing can stand in the way. Like, things can stand in the way and make you feel stuck, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's like what really matters to you is your soul. So it's like everyone else's soul can be dismissed if they don't want to be with what you're doing, you know, like literally out of here. And I agree with that. It's like if you're not gonna be with what I'm, if a lot of people just like to not find their own passions and instead use their passion and energy to wonder what you're doing with your passion and why this is your passion. So it's like, if you don't take that energy somewhere else and go find something to do with yourself and go find a hobby, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got my hobby, you get yours, and we will uplift each other with that. Like, there might be some fear just because some people might just be questioning, or like, just, I don't know, maybe you feel like people might be questioning your choices, or not your choices, but just like your passions. And it's just like, it's not up to them. It's not up to them. It's up to you, and if they're into anxiety and maybe it's just not something that you want to do, you find that out yourself, but don't base anything off of what people, hell nah. You can look and reflect and figure out, but your decisions are up to you. Let's see what your outcome is. Nice. You got energy. Now in a reading full of some blues, blacks, and grays, I'm seeing this is the first red, so it's like you're moving through and the sun just came through and like torched my hand while I was where it is. But I like this. I like the I think I'm gonna start calling this my Jimmy Neutron card, cause look at it. You know the brain, what happens in the brain when he do, you know, this is what it looks like. So it's, when I think of Jimmy Neutron, everyone knows he's that kid on the block that is just always like He's making something. He's doing something. He's creating something. Everyone knows, like, if you're gonna be around Jimmy, it's gonna be a time. You know, you around anybody else in the neighborhood, you're probably gonna get like some boring story arc. But when you're around you're gonna get some energy, which can also always be like a touchy thing because like when people smell energy, sharks in the water, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're in the outcome. You're gonna just be filled with energy. You're gonna be filled with, and I'm looking at these lines, how they're all like moving around and like they're all like pew pew pew. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a lot of moving parts gonna be around in your future. And it's going from like this blue to a black, so it might just be a time where you've been reflecting in like in a deeper energy, but like something's gonna like there's just some that's just gonna. Pew. I'm wondering if I heard anything in that song that like related to that, but I don't think so. But I also see like there's like circles here, and they're all like crossing each other. So it could just be also like when I think of circles, I think of cycles. So it's like cycles that are crossing each other, maybe just things that are like interconnecting, and you're like putting pieces together, understanding things better, understanding yourself better, and that's filling you with energy. That's a great thing. It's awesome. Let me get into some clarification with the Light Seers Tarot. And this is actually the Light Seers Tarot, not the Light Seers Oracle. I know how to say that, but I don't know how to say the Prism Oracle. Oh my God. Okay. Let's see what we got going on with sadness. Sadness in the current. The Eight of Pentacles. I'm definitely thinking like I think of sadness, and I think of this like card. I see the moon cycles first of all, so I think of like sadness and the moon, and that could just be like a lot of unknown, a lot of cycles that you might have to go through. And the reason why I bring that up is because the moon cycles are natural. We can't stop them. We can't move them faster. That thing literally has its natural cycle, right? And so it's like maybe that sadness is for a reason. And those cycles we go through like teach us new things because the moon, what it does is it's so close to us that it's able to move through each sign so quickly that each lesson is like it's like when the moon goes through signs. I think the moon is like your emotions, and the signs, when it goes through the signs, it's like your emotions go through a different type of lesson depending on that sign. So like the moon going through Aries, you might learn something about how to like how to like jumpstart your emotions and start something, or like the moon going through Virgo is like organize your emotions. You know what I'm saying? So with sadness and these moon cycles, it's like you've probably just had to go through different lessons of like your values, your relationships, your organization, yourself, all these different lessons, and it's just maybe a reflection in sadness, but you're building something. Oh, I just thought about how pretty this card is. It's like rainbowish. So currently you're working. Currently you're working on yourself. Currently you're I see the notebook, so maybe doing some writing, doing something to just like get you out of that sadness, or at least like maybe you're working through your sadness. I can feel that because I do that a lot. I'll be like really sad. I'm like, let me go do some work so I can not focus on that. Maybe that's it. I'm gonna see if I can get one more for the sadness and the Eight of Pentacles. Maybe something about work's making you sad. Wow, I like hit this and it flew out. So the Eight of Cups, some distance. Maybe you're distant from some people. One more for the Eight of Pentacles. What's this about? Eight of Pentacles and sadness. Temperance. Hello, Major Arcana. Temperance is what? Sagittarius. Lessons. The things you learn and how you are able to teach and present that, because you're probably going through some lessons, because the way Leo is built in a present, Leo is built pretty, and like I say this in this because like I don't want to like stereotype, but Leo is built pretty because Leo is supposed to be that presenter, that one that takes from the other sides and presents it. That's why Aquarius is opposite, because Aquarius is sort of like the one that sits in the group and is able to be like the the sort of like the group manage. And I don't know how to explain it in a sense, but I hope it's making sense. So Leo's like that presenter who's by themselves and supposed to be alone because that's who people look to, for example, And so there might be just some lessons that you've had to learn, because like in order to be sort of a leader, you have to understand every part of what a person could go through, because if you're leading people, you're going to be leading myriads of people. You have to understand I say myriads. I hope that's right. Like, myriads of types of people. I meant to say, but like it's gonna be like a bunch of different people, and you're gonna have to understand different types of sadness or different types of like the cycles. You're gonna have to understand the cycles. That's not the right card, but I mean there is a sun and moon, so you're gonna have to understand that they're like literally the balance of things and the balance of people. And again, with temperance, it's gonna like take it's taken its time, and you're pretty much already at like the finish line because it feels like a precipice, like a energy, but it's also like a breaking out of an egg energy, but it's also like time will continue to still move along just as it always was, like in a steady pace. And you have to remember to keep allowing that. It's not about like you ending the lessons now. It's about you recognizing the lessons and appreciating your glow up, your graduation, your magic, but also remembering that you are still a part of the collective and you are still a part of the people. And you are, even though you're a leader, you have to understand the people, and it takes understanding yourself, but you have to keep that balance. And maybe just the time and the distance has caused some sadness. Maybe from people. Maybe time and distance from people. And your group, your crew. Maybe there's a crew that you're missing. That's your current, I meant to say. I hope I didn't say past. I keep saying that, I don't know why. Protection in your challenge. The past, present, future is what I do for the collective, honestly. So, and I'm speaking of the collective right now, so it's like, this could be Leo, this could be still a bit of a collective. But this is definitely Leo's reading, but it's just so I feel collective energy too. Maybe there's more than just Leo in here. Protection in your challenge. Whew, I'm feeling it challenging to not open this card. The star. It's almost like you're trying to protect your dreams, protect your hopes and wishes, or maybe you feel like your hopes and dreams and wishes aren't being protected. Ooh, maybe you're also going through some sort of a healing, and you're feeling it hard to like maybe you know like the process before like a butterfly becomes a butterfly. It's like that whole like liquefied in the dark, and it's like very vulnerable because like if you open that cocoon sooner than is necessary, it's like very detrimental to the entire process and to the well-being. So you don't want to be hurt in your vulnerable state. You know, you want to be able to heal completely, and maybe you're pretty much healed, but you want to, you don't want to hurt yourself anymore. Let's see what else. The protection and the star and the challenge.